A political fault line splits Europe wider. Viktor Orban ignites a fresh clash with Kyiv, branding Ukraine a wartime mafia state as corruption probes tighten in Kyiv and tempers flare in Budapest. Accusations, denials, and a region on edge. This is the showdown reshaping alliances, testing loyalties, and redefining Europe's wartime politics. Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orbán intensified his standoff with Kyiv this week, launching accusations that Ukraine is being steered by what he described as a wartime mafia network. In a statement posted on X, November 13, Orbán argued that Ukraine's governance is faltering and said corruption tied to President Volodymyr Zelensky's circle has come to light.
The golden illusion of Ukraine is falling apart. A wartime mafia network with countless ties to President Volodymyr Zelensky has been exposed. The energy minister has already resigned, and the main suspect has fled the country. This is the chaos into which the Brusselian elite want to pour European taxpayers' money, where whatever isn't shot off on the front lines ends up in the pockets of the war mafia. Madness. Thank you, but we want no part of this. We will not send the Hungarian people's money to Ukraine. It can be put to far better use at home. This week alone, we doubled foster parents' allowances and approved the 14th month's pension. Anyhow, after all this, we certainly won't give in to the Ukrainian president's financial demands and blackmail. It's high time Brussels finally understood where their money is really going.
The Hungarian leader, who has long resisted European financial support for Kyiv, said Hungary would not fund what he called misguided policies. His remarks echoed his previous objections to EU aid packages and reflected Budapest's deepening isolation within the bloc. The attribution from Orbán included his criticism of Ukraine's leadership and EU funding debates. Ukraine's foreign ministry answered within hours, pushing back firmly. MFA spokesperson Yuri Taiki dismissed the accusations and pointed to Orbán's own domestic controversies. The attribution from Taiki offered a sharp rebuke of Hungary's political record. Taking to X, he stated,
Lectures about corruption from a politician who is embroiled in corruption scandals and has made his country the poorest in the EU? No, thanks.
Taiki paired his post with a photoshopped image of Orbán in a zebra-striped suit, a jab at a recent Hungarian investigative report that claimed the Prime Minister's private estate houses a mini zoo with zebras and other exotic animals. In late September, demonstrators gathered at the gates of the property carrying signs and zebra-shaped balloons in a display aimed at the Prime Minister's leadership. Orbán's comments came as Ukraine grappled with a new corruption investigation. Earlier this week, National Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine, the NABU and Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office disclosed that senior figures in a state-controlled enterprise demanded illicit commissions from contractors. The allegations centre on contracts overseen by Energoatom, the company responsible for most of Ukraine's power generation. Investigators say the funds were funneled through a Kyiv office tied to the family of former lawmaker Andriy Derkach, who has faced accusations of collaborating with Russian intelligence. The case has drawn significant attention because of the names linked to it, including Herman Halushchenko, who served first as Energy Minister and later as Justice Minister. Despite his personal ties to several of those implicated, President Volodymyr Zelensky voiced unequivocal support for NABU's probe, stressing that the inevitability of punishment must be upheld. As the scandal widens, Ukraine's vulnerable power grid is once again under strain. Russia has intensified its nightly drone and missile strikes on key infrastructure in what officials say is a deliberate effort to push cities into darkness and cold ahead of winter. Meanwhile, for both Budapest and Kyiv, The dispute underscores how wartime pressures, domestic politics, and long-standing grievances continue to shape relations between the two neighbours. Even as Europe confronts broader questions about unity and responsibility.